Hi, I'm Rena Hicks. I am the owner of ReBalance Center Massage Therapy and soon to be yoga. I'm finishing my 200-hour teacher training and I'm so excited to bring this practice to Northern Michigan and to those folks who really need it. A lot of my clients have traumatic brain injury, chronic pain, lots of different issues, and I think that this is just the perfect addition to be able to allow someone to have a home practice, an individual mindful-based practice where they can learn postures, they can learn breath work, and learning meditation. A little bit about me: I am a physical therapist assistant, and I have been for the last 20 years. I've also been a massage therapist for about 4 years, and I've been using trauma relieving techniques that I've learned in California and elsewhere, and I've been bringing those to my practice, which is more of a neuromuscular based massage therapy practice. The other therapists that work with me are similar in that goal, and we really strive to bring a wholeness to massage, to anything that we do, which is very neuromuscular and mindful based. We work with the case managers, with other therapists, with families, and work very hard with the client to try to establish and fulfill the goals that they themselves have, as well as the goals that we would like to see them have. I have been also a advocate for those who have had brain injuries, because I myself had an accident about 20-some years ago or longer. I rolled my car end over end, but because I could walk and talk, they thought I was fine. But what I found was that I had memory issues and some processing issues, and definitely auditory comprehension problems that weren't really identified or addressed until I met a great group of people that do this sort of work. And through testing, I was able to see that yes, in fact, I did have some changes. But just like with anything, we learn to adapt and keep going. In some ways, I think that I've become even stronger because of it. I have a more developed sense of touch, and that goes really well with my practice. So I do know that having that experience is helpful, so I can be able to understand and connect with those clients. So the biggest thing that I have heard and I have seen, and maybe in my own life as well, is that when these things happen, when we have a traumatic brain injury, or we have chronic pain, or a chronic issue, or a severe injury, it really leaves us with a question of, who am I now? How do I function now? Can I go back to that same job? Am I that same person? And so many times on my table, people will say, if I could just get back to me, if I could just get back to that person that I was. And it feels heartbreaking, because in many ways, we are unable to go back in time and change those circumstances in that situation. We are now maybe different, maybe altered brain, maybe altered body, definitely an altered sense of identity. So what I wanted to talk about is this idea of wholeness and wellness, and what do you do with yourself now that you have these changes? Can you still lead a productive and healthy life? Absolutely. So what can we do? I will teach you 3 different things, or talk about 3 different things that we can do. And the first one is meditation. Meditation is not just simply sitting quietly and blanking out your mind. Try that. It's just not doable. Our minds are busy and moving all the time. What I try to do myself, which is part of my yoga training, but it's something that I've learned to use as well, is you can go with a seated posture or laying down. Coming up with maybe one thing to think about, or maybe an intention. I wish to have health. I wish to be happy. I would like to be open. I would like to let go. Maybe you think of something, but in a positive light. Instead of, I don't want to be unhealthy, think of, I will radiate health. And as you're sitting in a comfortable position, focus on your breathing. Breathing is so important. Even with just 3 minutes of deep mindful breathing, we can change our brain's responses to the stress going on in our lives. Neuromuscularly, physiologically, it all starts to change. And all those chemicals that we have working all the time start to ease into more of the happy chemicals within the body and less of the stress chemicals. So sitting in a comfortable position, you could have something against your back, like the back of a chair. If you're comfortable to sit in an easy sit position, that's fine. Your hands are at rest in your lap. Closing your eyes and deeply breathing through the nose and out the nose. And then just that deep rhythmic breath, maybe counting your breaths. 3 breaths in, 3 breaths out. And as you think about that resolve or that challenge to yourself, again, when thoughts come in, our goal is not to say, oh, darn it, they came in. It's to say, I see you, thought. Move aside. I'm going to get back to that intention that I had. And just allowing your body to rest. Maybe while in this deep meditation, you do some body mapping. In your brain, with your eyes closed, you think of your right thumb, your right finger, your right pinky, the palm of your right hand. And you go through the body and map it that way. There's research that shows when you do this, there are parts of the brain that just light up and cause a lot of those relaxation hormones to be released. So start with 5 minutes, maybe work yourself up to 10 minutes, but carving out a time for yourself every day to allow that deep breathing and that deep meditation is so important. It will help you tremendously. Some of my best ideas come after I've done meditation. And it's a quiet and a peace that nothing else can really bring you. So that's number 1. Number 2 is yoga. Yoga is the study of self, and it is the study of breath and movement and mindfulness. So when people say, oh, Rena, you're going to be doing yoga, that's great, but I can't do yoga. I'm not flexible. Or I can't sit that long, or I can't quiet those thoughts in my head. You're the perfect person for yoga. That's what it's designed for. That is what it's for. We know, yoga knows that we are human, and all this chitta, all of this busyness of the mind and the thoughts that we can't control, they take over and we can hear them, and especially folks who have had trauma. So yoga is the study of movement and breath. We start with easy postures like mountain pose, just learning how to stand, scooping up that pelvic floor, holding in the belly, shoulders back and relaxed, head in line. Number 1, that's what you learn. This is a good way to learn what your body can do and learn where it needs some love and attention. It's a good way to understand maybe some of your deeper desires and fears. I really want to be able to move my body in a better way. I know that I'm never going to be able to do certain postures, but that doesn't mean I can't do yoga. Yoga, again, is the study of self. It's the movement. Postures are called asana. It's breath work and energy work, prana. And it's just putting that all together in a daily practice that you can manage yourself. You don't even have to go to classes, although it's great to be in that environment with all those other people and all that energy together. It's really pretty special. So yoga is another great way. The third way is massage. We talk about massage as a luxury, but it really is not a luxury. Human touch is so important. Whether it's a hug from your family, whether it's your cat on your lap, Having touch is important, and it stimulates certain hormones that calm us down. It's a sense of belonging and acceptance, and it will change your mood. Just a big hug in the morning will change your mood. So with massage, again, it's a controlled environment. We have certain goals, but again, that human touch is so important. So all these methods help to lead us to a better identity and a better understanding of ourselves, especially when we've been through something traumatic like a brain injury or a chronic pain or a chronic illness. We need to be able to rely on ourselves and to find that deeper inner strength, that well that connects us to everyone else. As we say in yoga, we honor each other by saying namaste.